Welcome back to the Glazov Gang. I'm Nonie Darwish. I'm filling in for Jamie Glazov. Hillary Clinton is evading appearance before Congress to discuss the Benghazi scandal. And it is amazing how the media is so is covering up for the Democrats. The Democrats can do anything, and the media is almost an enabler. They don't only cover up, but they are in it. One thing about our media, unfortunately, is they are assuming the role of the government. They think they are government, and they consider themselves the Democratic Party. If you watch CNN, CNN has shows that are called Situation Room, which is the Situation Room in the White House. CNN has another show called The State of the Union. They have shows with the names of our government because they are consider themselves government. And this is really scares the hell out of me because I grew up in the Middle East where government and the media are one thing. Whatever the government says is what the media says, and vice versa.
I never thought of that. I never noticed that. That's true.
Yeah. Actually, the only programs that our media puts a disclaimer under is when Pat Robertson has a show, for instance, and before his show they say, this show does not represent the views of this TV station. But they never say that about other views in front of other shows, which means what? It's supposed to be separation of government and religion, but not media and religion, because religion is just another topic. But if you look at how media looks at itself, it looks at itself as though they are government, and I'm very sensitive to that kind of media because I grew up with government-controlled media, and media in America, it's almost media-controlled government, which is exactly the opposite of what I grew with. And
but I think now, I don't think the media can deny it now. I mean, I saw that first press conference when after Obama was elected president, and I was so shocked at the softball questions he was getting, like, "Oh, Obama, what does it feel like to be great?" You know, I was baffled. And this was right in the height of the Benghazi scandals going on, and I was wondering to myself, my God, if George Bush was in there, they would be crucifying him right now. And there's a couple other things too that I remember they weren't following up on, and I was heartbroken. I mean, I go, well, at least I have some more examples to tell my lefty friends about, but I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. What do you think, Tommy, about our media?
Oh, well, in many respects, the media has taken their journalistic integrity and just thrown it in the gutter and sold their souls to the government. Press conferences are no more. They're praise conferences. They get together and praise the chairman. And if you one thing that's a real gas, and don't worry, it's coming to America, but what's a real gas is if you can get it, look at it on the internet, or, is look at the North Korean news, the people's news, the government-controlled media of North Korea and their evening news. If you can get it on the internet with the subtitles, it's hilarious, because it's not even remotely, even within reason. It's just propaganda.
I didn't know that existed.
Sure, and
we're starting to be like that. I grew up as a child with Gamal Abdel Nasser in Egypt, and we had songs glorifying him. And I see the way the media now treats Obama brings me back memories, and it scares the hell out of me. Geraldo Rivera on Fox just a couple of days ago, before Obama spoke about the incident in Connecticut, he introduced him. He was saying, and we are now going to have our comforter-in-chief trying to comfort the nation.
Yeah.
To call Obama the comforter in chief,
Yes.
it was scared me because and also children. When Obama came to 4 years ago, part of the way the media wanted us to respect him in a very unusual way was when they got children to sing for him. Obama, like it really reminded me of when we used to sing for Nasser as children. We're getting into a slippery slope of memories for me especially, because I lived under these dictatorships, and I hate to see America following the same way. What do you think, Cher?
Well, we're there. We're not on the slippery slope anymore. The mainstream media truly is an arm of the Democratic Party, and the White House knows that. It can do no wrong. If we want to have an alternative source of information, we need to look to either talk radio, Fox, I would say, is balanced. I wouldn't say it's
not even.
It's not conservative.
Yeah, conservative that much.
Exactly.
It's quite balanced.
And we have the internet. But as far as
you have to really make an effort to know the truth.
Exactly. You have to
rely on yourself and seek it.
Yeah.
And if you're just an ordinary citizen, you won't know it.
You have to seek it out. And so therefore, we as a country, and this is not the country that I grew up in, are the people, we are very much in danger of losing our liberty. If you have no free press, if you have no free elections, if you lose your sovereignty, you lose your republic. Our country was built on the values of our forefathers that we had for 200 years. But we see now that the left has stepped in and has, by design, within the last 4-5 decades, worked to take control of our form of government, and, as Obama said, to transform our country. He never said what he wanted to transform it to, but for those of us who are involved and have been paying attention, have been connecting the dots, we know what that transformation means.
You know, I do feel it's almost like a banana republic. Are we moving towards that direction? It can happen. I mean, time does not necessarily mean moving into the right direction, because time sometimes moves you in the wrong direction, and I think America is moving to the wrong direction. Hillary Clinton, I cannot believe it, that how the audacity of how she is not even, she's acting like queen now. She is not acting like she is. She did say about Benghazi that I take full responsibility, and that's what her statement was. The buck stops here, which really doesn't. It's the buck stops with the president, but she thinks that by saying the buck stops here, that I take responsibility, so don't question me. Well, she needs to be questioned, and this has been going on now for 3-4 months.
Yes.
The scandal, and until today she has not been questioned.
Yes.
And the last thing she did was to claim that I fell, I have a concussion, I cannot come. But where's this concussion? Where did she fall? She's at home. She's not in a hospital. So the whole thing, I don't know, it feels to me that it's a convenient excuse.
Well, there's an arrogance there.
There's an arrogance, and this arrogance, she knows she can get away with it. The Democratic Party know they can get away with it, because they know that the media is not going to hold them up to the standard, the proper standard. And you know what? The media is handicapping the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
When they go into a tough debate, they act like fools, because they do not work hard to perform and to be credible, because the media has made them lazy. They don't have to be credible.
They don't have a media to hold them accountable. That covers up for them, and they have a Justice Department that does not prosecute
exactly
one of their own. And this is a Holder, and his Justice Department is an arm of the White House.
Of the White House. What do you think about that, Paul? I mean, Hillary is not, Hillary and the president, they're both they're laughing all the way to the bank.
I don't like Hillary's politics. She's stated she's a progressive. That I am a progressive of the tradition of Woodrow Wilson. But I actually take her at her word that she did have a stomach flu and hit her head. My wife had a stomach flu 3 days ago. She didn't hit her head. She's still around.
Yeah.
But so I take her at her word.
4 months ago. She should have been in a week or two coming and answering
and to be honest, I haven't really followed it that much, and I don't know that much about it. I don't know the timeline of it, and it hasn't interested me. And I've been running around buying Christmas gifts for for kids and stuff. So.
Yeah. I find that Hillary is. This is a very serious matter. Benghazi is a disaster. What happened?
Yeah, but I'm surprised they're not going. I'm surprised they didn't ask the president these questions.
It's supposed to be first her and then even the president.
Or even the UN lady.
Yeah. Nobody wants to be questioned, and they're acting like they are above questioning.
They snicker when
and anybody who wants to question them, the media is accusing that person of being you're just harping on you want to embarrass the president. You're politicizing the Benghazi thing, and the media is letting them get away with a scandal. It's a scandal. There are 4 people who have been killed, and this area, the east side of Libya, has the government has no control over it. And I'm even surprised that we even had a consulate there, let alone the embassy. A consulate there with the ambassador. And I know that in Egypt there was some of the people who committed these crimes ran into Egypt. One of them was killed by the Egyptian government in Cairo, and another one is in jail. Why was he killed? I don't know. Maybe they didn't want him to be interrogated to know how these things happen. Another one was arrested by Tunisia. He was arrested in Turkey. He's a Tunisian. So there is a lot of hiding the facts of why this is happening, and I think there is a link with Egypt. Absolutely, there is a link with Egypt. What do you think about this Benghazi scandal? Hillary, the president, the media covering it up. It's unbelievable.
Well, I just have a question, and it's only a question, so don't spaz out. It's only a question.
Okay.
What if the scandal is much bigger than you think?
It is.
And what if it's another Fast and Furious that the administration was supplying weapons to the Syrian rebels who have connections with Al-Qaeda, and those Syrian rebels, which is a fact, are committing horrible atrocities against the civilians. The Assad regime is committing atrocities, but also the hardcore Muslim Syrian rebels are committing horrible crimes against humanity as well against the civilian population. And what if some elements in those Al-Qaeda connections ended up attacking Benghazi with the weapons that were supplied by the CIA? Again, it's only a question, and I may have been hitting the bong in the back, so don't spaz out, okay? It's just a question. But what if that actually happened, and what if that's actually the deal
There's
with
actually some evidence of that's exactly what has happened.
There's this element. I think there's another element also, that why was the ambassador, who's supposed to be in Tripoli, why was he in Benghazi, which is on 9/11? Why was there coordination between Egypt rioting over something, And it was almost, there is a coordination that didn't work out.
Right.
I think there was something that was supposed
Right.
to happen that worked out the wrong way.
Yeah.
And
Well, there are a lot of theories out there.
Yeah.
And one of them is, and if you look at events, it could be more than a theory, and that is that Obama is working with the Muslim Brotherhood
Oh, yes.
to create, and is working with the Muslim Brotherhood and Saudi Arabia to create a caliphate that will stretch throughout the region. And on the other side, you've got Iran, you've got the Shias, Muslims, and they are being backed by the Soviet Union and China. And this is setting up the United States in a very dangerous position, because we not only are we supporting the creation of a caliphate, but we're also puts us in as a possible target against China, Russia, and Iran.
things are moving in a direction on its own. History is moving the United States and its people and this great nation in a direction that nobody knows where it's going. We can only steer it right or left, but we hope that the right-minded people who love this country, and I'm sure the Democrats and the Republicans, will wake up and really do what's in the best interests of this country and unite. And we pray in this holy time of Christmas that may God soften the hearts of everybody to make this country great and to strengthen this country and united. Thank you very much, and good night.